Hello, crafters. How's everybody doing today? It's Saturday. I am back with my next installment of Show Me Saturday, and today we are going to make this super easy Starburst card. How pretty is that card? So let me just make sure I am online and streaming live, and I am. Great. So, like I said, we're going to create this Starburst card. I went ahead and I did a lot of pre-cutting and stamping just for the sake of the video, but I'll give you the dimensions as we go along. I'm also going to use for a stamp set. This is our Every Thank You stamp set. This was the January stamp of the month. So, actually, I'm sorry, this was February stamp of the month. So this is still current. It's January or February, but anyway, let me explain to you, this is one of the perks of being a VIP. So when you're a VIP, the cost to sign up is $35. You get $15 back in instant credit. So it's a $20 net fee to join. That lasts for an entire year. And any purchase that you make for that entire year, each purchase you receive 15% back in credits. So it's a great reward program. And don't mind my dog. I'm looking out the window right now and the mailman is here. So he just wants to eat the mailman, like everyone's dog. But anyway, so I used this thank you. And if you are one of my VIPs, you'll be receiving this card this month. So this is going out for my VIPs, just as a little thank you with a little special happy mail. So I made another one. This is using our Blue Skies paper and the red glitter paper. And I used Lagoon ink here and Lagoon cardstock. And this is our beautiful Serenity paper. It's still available online in the, I believe it's online only, but this was probably my most favorite pattern paper that had come out since I've been with Close to My Heart. And this is also our Bluebell glitter paper, which is our color of the year. Again, another one of my favorites. And then I used Sapphire ink and then Sapphire cardstock. So we're going to recreate this one. I'll just leave that in the frame there as I'm creating that. Okay, so let me pull in the items that you need. So what you're going to need is your A2 size card base. You're also going to need 4 panels, and you're going to need either coordinating cardstock that would go together. So if you wanted to use the other side of this, you could. Otherwise, you would just use glitter paper or a solid cardstock. So I chose to do the Serenity with the Bluebell. So you need 4 panels, and these are cut at 1.5 by 4. Okay, you're going to need, this is your base layer. This is 4 by 5.25. I'm sorry. This is your base layer. We'll layer it up. So this is going to go on top of your card base. This is 4 by 5.25. Then your next layer, which you would, whatever coordinating color that you're going to use, this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the panel that we're going to use to create our Starburst on, this is 2 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I will move this out of the way. We're going to cut our panels. So to create this, you want to make sure your angles are going in the right direction. So I'm going to pull in my trimmer, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And lots of people do it different ways, but to get them perfectly angled properly, I'm going to show you how to do that. So make sure my trimmer is in focus, and it is. So you're going to take your 2 panels and you're going to line them up in your, where your trimmer cuts, any trimmer this works on. So the one you're going to go one way on an angle, then you're going to bring in your other one and go the opposite. So I'll leave that like that just for a second in case anyone wants to take a picture of that, so that you see what I'm doing. So you're going to get certain right angles on the one panel and certain left angles on the other. Let me just move it up a little more, make sure it's in view. And you want to get the points right into the tunnel, the channel of your trimmer so that it cuts properly. And I'm going to cut these both at the same time. Okay, I have a little shaky hand, but I'm just leaving it there just so everyone understands, okay? I'm going to close my trimmer, get my, okay? So there you have it. So these are the cuts. So as you can see, we have angles going one direction and angles going the next. Just going to move these out of the way for a moment, and then I will do the same thing with my other two pieces, whether that be glitter paper, solid paper, or another pattern that coordinates with the one. So you're going to line that up in your trimmer the one way and then going the opposite way. Okay. And then cut through. So again, that's what we're left with. Okay, so that's all the cutting that we're going to do in this video. Like I said, everything's already ready for me. So the next step is we're going to take our panel. Again, this is 2 3/4 by 5. So you want to get the center point of that. So I'm just going to line that up. What's great about these Versamats, I'm working on a Close to My Heart Versamat. They have a 12-inch ruler all the way around. So it's really good for when you're working on projects to line up. So you just want to put a little line at the 2.5 mark because that is the center, so that you know where to line up your first piece. Now I'm going to show you why we cut these angles, because if I use that, see how it's going the wrong direction? This is the one I'm going to start with. So I have a perfect straight line. Okay, so just to put some sense of why we did that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I have my pencil mark, so this is the middle. Now you're going to bring in your adhesive. This is best with tape runner. I wouldn't really suggest using a liquid glue. And you're just going to really cover as close to the edge as you can get this panel. You want to get lots of tape on there. Okay? Then I'm going to move my panels in, and we're going to start assembling our starburst. Okay, so I'm going to, whichever you want to start with first, glitter or your pattern. So I'm going to leave, I have my center point at the top, and I'm going to take one of my pattern papers with the perfect straight edge, and I'm just going to line that up and then place it down. Okay? Then I'm going to come in next with my glitter paper, and I'm going to, nope. Do I have the wrong one here? Okay, so this next piece, because you want to cover the corner, so this next piece, you're going to start higher, and don't worry about all the overhang. We're going to trim all that off. Okay, so you see what I mean here? We covered that entire corner. Next, I'm going to come in with a pattern again, and just butt that up against the next one. And then finally on this last side, we're going to make sure you cover, and we're going to apply the glitter. So there you have it. We've done a half of the starburst. So you see all that overhang. Now we're going to start to do the other side. So again, we're going to come in with that straight edge. Wrong one. Well, at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter which one we start with on this side. We just want to make sure that this one starts perfect. We're going to come in now, the next corner, glitter again. And then for our last panel on this side. Okay, so there is our starburst. So you want to turn it over, and then I like to you know, really rub it down. Make sure it's all down. So really the point is to make sure you start with that first edge. Now I'm going to come in, and you want to make sure you're using a nice fine tip scissor. Now people will cut this with their paper trimmer, but I prefer to do this by hand. So you're just going to start at one edge and cut off your panels. The overhang of all your panels. This is very easy, and I've actually made this on a scrapbook layout, obviously using bigger panels, but I love it. If anyone would like me to demonstrate and make a scrapbook layout, I will definitely do that. I should have pulled out the one I made. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then just trim, make sure you got all that overhang. There you have it. So that's pretty much the premise of our card. I'm gonna get all my scraps out of the way. Next, we will adhere this down to where we have our sentiment. Now you can make this happy birthday, anything you'd like. I'm doing thank you. Like I said, my VIPs will receive a little happy mail, and this is the card that they're going to get. And this is, this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So this is going to perfectly line up. And like I said, I already went ahead and did the stamping. Just for the sake of the video, I like to get things done. That may take me a little more time. There you go. And I used the sapphire ink to stamp that. Sapphire is one of the colors that are that's the darker color that you see inside the Serenity paper. So next we are going to adhere some ribbon. So let me get my ribbon. I'm just going to wrap it around. What I like to do is put a little piece of tape runner and do the same over there, because if it's not lined up when I turn it over, I can move it around. So there you have it. I have just a little piece of ribbon, and now I'm going to make a little bow to go on the front of my card. I will show you what I have because I am not a bow maker, but this is the 10-second bow maker, and you can find this at www.10secondbowmaker.com. I've had this for years. I'm sure they're still available. I know lots of people who have a handy husband have made them, but this was ingenious in my opinion. So I'll do this really quick, but you just wrap around a piece, and there's lots of videos on YouTube to show you how to create this. Pull that around and then you pull through. It's just super easy and makes instant bows. And what you do is you take these posts and you move them out to make the size of the bow that you're looking for. And then while it's on the post here, I just snip my edges. Love my 10-second bow maker. I would not be able to make bows without that. Look at that. A beautiful bow. Beautiful. I would never have been able to make that. Okay, so I'm going to bring my card base back in, and I'm just going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to adhere that with a glue dot. Glue dot, there you are. And just put it there. And I'm going to sneak in a glue dot underneath my ribbon. And you could totally do this with some, if you have shimmer trim, our shimmer trim, I would use the Bluebell. That'd look great. Probably could have put my bow. I don't think I centered it. Yeah, that's good. Then if you want to fish your tails down, make your tails a little smaller. I'm going to make this tail just a bit smaller. Okay. Okay, So back to assembly, we are going to now put this down on our coordinating cardstock, and this is Sapphire, and that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, I pulled my ribbon as I was going around. Okay, line that up. Like I said, this is very easy to make. I'm going to bring in my card base. And at this point, if you wanted to use some liquid glue, and here's my little invention that I did. If you watched my other video of how to use and always have your Tombow glue ready to go, storing it upside down using a tea light. I filled that in with using a hot glue gun. And there, it just sits on my desk and ready to use. We'll now put this on top with the white of the card showing through. There you have it. I will finish this card off. I'm going to use some of our Bluebell pearls. And like on this card, I used rhinestones, but I'm going to use, I'll use the small ones. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 of our Bluebell. Super easy. There you have it. Super easy Starburst card. If you'd like, I'll go through the dimensions again with you. You're going to need 4 panels cut at 1 1/2 by 4. You're going to angle them on your trimmer like I showed, going the opposite direction. And then using a A2 size card base, our cardstock layer is 4 by 5 1/4. The sentiment layer is 3 3/4 by 5. We created our Starburst on a panel, and that was cut at 2 3/4 by 5. Used a little piece of tape here, popped on a bow, little accents, and whatever sentiment you want. So here you go, some great, easy thank you cards. We all have a thank you sentiment in our stash, so there you have it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You can follow me here on Facebook. And any of the products that I use today, you can find on my website at craftydivausa.ctmh.com. And again, there's only a few days left if you would like to have an entry to win this stamp and thin cut. This is one of our new products that are in our current catalog. This is the Happiness Lives Here. Nice sentiments, hello, thank you, miss you, lots of borders with coordinating thin cuts. To qualify, all you have to do is place an order on my website through Sunday, and I will draw for this on Monday. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me here or send me an email at craftydivausa@gmail.com. Take care.